in Katha Upanishad.
Okay.
A disciple asked his Guru, Guru, teach me who was I in my former birth,
Okay.
and why I am a man suffering in this life, and what I will be in my future birth. Tell me, unless I know, how can I make me good and release from the bondage of rebirth cycle?
Right.
So the Guru tried to teach him a lesson saying, a small boy got a butterfly and he was pulling the legs and wings from the body. Somebody watched him torturing this butterfly. He came and told, if you do like this, you will born as a butterfly in your future birth. And this butterfly will born as a boy and he will pull your wings and legs.
Okay.
At this point, told, no sir, I would have been a butterfly in my former birth. And this butterfly would have been a boy. He might have pulled my legs and wings. That is why I'm taking revenge. Why don't you think like this?
I see, okay.
So after telling the story, the Guru asked, what do you understand by this? And the disciple says, I do not know what I was. I do not know what I'm going to be. But I know what I'm now.
Okay.
If I do not find the way of salvation in this life, what is the use of taking so many births? Even Bhakta Tulsidas, what a beautiful song he said. Punarabi marana punarabi janani jadare sayane ek dunsare vak dunsare kripya pare pahi murare. How many times I have to born? How many times I have to die? How many times I have to sit in the womb of my mother? He said, Lord, this is boring. I cannot get rid of this. Release me from this rebirth cycle. So why people cried like that? So this Kriyamana karma, Sanchit karma, Prarabdha karma, all these are philosophies. That cannot be true. That's all philosophies. Some people say, if some people live under poverty, we say, easily say, it is because of your old sins. Your past sins. You are suffering.
Because of your karma. Karma. Because
karma.
Of
for your karma. Then if it is so, why he tries to get more money?
It's going against his karma.
He can live under poverty and die. But people try their best to uplift themselves. So this karma philosophy is not at all helpful for the soul. So it is appointed for any man to have only one life, and before he could die, he could find the way of salvation.
In this life.
And in this life. See, suppose another thing happened. When my grandfather died, so many priests came and prayed day and night for 3 days. They were continuously telling mantras day and night. And I asked my grandmother, why such a long prayer is done? He said, your grandfather has to go to heaven. These prayers will send him to heaven. So I was so happy. I also assisted this priest in the daytime. And after the third day, the prayer was over. I was so happy that my grandfather would have reached heaven. But the next year on the same day, again they started praying. When I asked my grandma, did my grandfather go to heaven last year? If this prayer was done for him to send to heaven, why every year we have to do that?
Every year?
Every year they do. For the dead ones. So what is the use of that? So it can convince me. I can satisfy myself, but not the soul who died already. See, when you say it is karma, it is easy to convince anybody, and it never hurts anybody. Simply you can say it is your
because of your karma.
So we deceive ourselves. So this Mahabharata is a story based upon the Old Testament. Say in the Old Testament, God chooses a small group of family like Israel, and God fights with their enemy and bring them to the promised land. This is in the Old Testament. So when the Jews came to India, they might have told all these stories. And our people also expanded this story. The Vyasa school is great. There's not one Vyasa. Vyasa means a teacher. So many teachers developed this story, and added so many new characters to that God chose Pandavas and fought with Kauravas and finally gave the promised land. So this is the base what we can find in the Old Testament, which came through the Jews into India. Likewise, Ramayana is one of the Itikasa, where in the Songs of Solomon there is husband and wife, and the wife is stolen by a king. So the husband goes to rescue her. This story in the Songs of Solomon might have brought by the Jews into India. In later days, so many people started, right? But finally, Valmiki completed it, and Vyasa composed it he formed everything, connected every sayings, and finally Vyasa rectified it as a big book. So here in Ramayana, Sita was stolen by Ravan,
Okay.
and he has 10 heads. Can you imagine? Can a man have 10 heads?
Okay.
It's the 10 commandments which made the Israelites under bondage. So
I
he
see.
kills it. He kills the giant.
I see.
The commandment is being killed on the cross.
I see.
And so he redeems the Sita, that's the church. And then Rama allowed her to go into the fire testing. Likewise, Jesus allowed the church to go into the fire testing. The one who comes out from me will baptize you on fire and spirit.
Okay.
So that's a purification.
That is taken from Bible.
Yeah. Many things are based upon, even women keeping the red mark on the forehead and tying the red thread, Raksha Bandhan, and putting this red powder on the doorpost in the homes. Everything is based upon Bible. And I have searched all in the Upanishads and asked even Shankaracharya about this. Have you anything based upon this tilak and all these things, this holy ash what we put on the forehead? He said, our Vedas, we have no clue. But in the Bible, we have clue. So the Old Testament practices have come to India through the Jews. Even before the birth of Christ, many Jews settlement were here.
Yes.
This is history.
Okay.
So why I believe in Jesus Christ?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that.
According to the Vedas and according to the Old Testament, there was an expectation that God will come in a human form, offer his body as a sacrifice, which is fulfilled only in Jesus Christ.
I see. Okay. So you're telling me they wrote Ramayana based on Bible.
Yeah.
So it means it's just a parable kind of or a story. It's nothing.
In Bible, it is a real story.
Okay.
But in India, they have added more characters, insertions, new things.
I see.
And finally developed a very big story. Really, the story is very beautiful. See, when you watch Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana,
Yes.
every character is important.
Okay.
You can know how a good husband to live through Rama.
Okay.
You can love how a wife should behave through Sita.
Okay.
You can know how Ravan is very bad. How Vali was become a betrayer. So many things are there. How Hanuman helped them, are faithful to their masters.
I see.
How Guha, though he was born as in a fisherman family, how he became a friend to Ram. So God has no caste system. God never made anybody stand away from him. So in the story of Ramayana, you can find all people gathered together.
But they are not God.
They are not God.
So people worshipping, people praying to Ram and people praying to other gods.
Because these stories were written to promote the faith of the ordinary people who do not know the Vedas. But what happened? They started to worship the heroes coming in the story instead of the personal God who came in the history. So Jesus has a historical background.
Okay.
Whereas here in Ramayana and Mahabharata, you have no historical background. You know, when India became independent, the first defense minister was Krishna Menon.
Yes.
And he had a nephew by name Sudhakar.
Sudhakar, yes.
He was born in a Brahmin family, and he was a very learned person. Not only he has made 2 MAs. One MA is in Sanskrit and another in English. So he was double MA.
Okay.
And he was a follower of Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
And after some time, when Dr. Radhakrishnan was about to become the president of India, this person, Sudhakar, was a student of Radhakrishnan.
Okay. So is he a Paul Sudhakar?
Paul Sudhakar.
Yes.
This Sudhakar went to Dr. Radhakrishnan and asked him, if you become a president, I told him it would be easy thing for me to come and meet you. So before you become the president of India, tell me how I should lead my good life. So Dr. Radhakrishnan looked in his library. Finally, he pulled a New Testament and gave to him.
I see.
And then you read this, you will become good. And this fellow took the book to his home, started reading from the beginning. He says, Abraham gave birth to Isaac. Isaac gave birth to Joshua, Jacob. Jacob gave birth. So he was, the genealogy
is there, 42.
Then he jumped out of joy. This is the right book. This is the truth, what I want to know.